they include lost, or so it seems. The largest rat extermination program always taken appears to include rid Southward Georgia Isle in the Southward Atlantic of its parasite issue. A examination of the UK across the sea area has found no track of the rodents how had been offensive the regional bird life. Helicopter were utilized to regularly fall venom granule through the isle's coast fringes in 3 phases start in 2010/11. But world top experience had required the destruction crew to expect 2 years following the recent allocation of rodenticide up evaluating its job. How has fair now been finished in expert combing the isle in interceptor dogs. Traps were as well kit, on in tempting munch sticks inserted in groundnut oil. But down there is not a jot of testimony to propose any dwell rats are yet this. Professor Mike Richardson, the armchair of the Recovery Draft Steering System Board, told it had been a nervous system racking expect for the examination's outcome to go via we've been on tenterhooks, would down there be a residue exclave sometime? But I'm happy to say above the recent 6 months, not a solitary mark of a gnawer has been found. And so to the top of our expertise, the isle is now gnawer-free, he said reporters. At first attended by the large researcher James Prepare in 1775, the UK across the sea area is fairly famous for its living nature. Thousands of tourists herd to the 170-kilometer-long isle every year to see its seals, penguins, and albatrosses. Really, millions of bird, presenting more than rather than 30 various kind, rock on the submarine Antarctic landmass, and all of them must breed each on the land or fare under it in burrows since down there are no trees. And it is the behavior how vulnerable them to depredation of the aggressive rodents how got on to the area while sealers and whalers begun with it as a basis in the 19th and 20th centuries. The rats and mice were gluttonous, consuming bird live, albatrosses, petrels, prions, whatever they could get their gearing in, and how turned on chicks how were frequently several times their own amount. Of special anxiety, although, was the distress of the Southward Georgia Ridge, Anthus antarcticus, the planet's largest southerly warbler, and a canard, the Southward Georgia pintail, Anas georgica georgica. These 2 earthbird dwell anywhere else on the earth. The nice news story is how their numbers are already healthy behind in the lack of the rats. One can never say never, but the chances of a gnawer creature live on Southward Georgia present are really, really thin. Dickie Room, the CEO of the Recovery Draft, pay homage to his crew. Above the history's 6 months, the team controlled more than rather than 1,500 sites. And in their searching for any hangers-on, the 3 detect dogs in the sidewalk an emergency combination full of 2, for 20 km. Dogs include an unbelievable feeling of odor, Mr. Room told. They can discover gnawer smell of several meters, or though tens of meters if facility are order. So by walk via a chunk of aerial, we can be really sure in these dogs of conclusion rodents if down there are any this. Alison Neal, the head execution of the Dundee-based SGHT, as well lauded such who treated in the box. In supplement, she thanked the Confidence's lot finance donors, consisting the tourists who go to the isle. We get thing love 9,000 of them a year on Southward Georgia. They all very introduced and we in fact grown on £200,000 a time of year of the flight vessel passengers. Normally, destruction on the scope seen in Southward Georgia would be really hard to reach, but for one element. The submarine Antarctic Isle is coated by multiple glaciers and these efficaciously separated up the area in easy murder zones. In rodents averse to crucifix ice fields, the draft crew knew it could precise areas and include trust they would not be de-infested of places yet to be haunted. All the is expertise how bears downward hard now on the next. Environment changing has put the glaciers in fast refuge. While the ice is lost, it will be lot more than hard to gear any next intrusion, perhaps though unfeasible. A big liability rests on present biosafety protocols. Already, visitor sea vessels are not permitted to dock in seaport, passengers go on shore on inflatables following examination of their clothes and mind. By the government and Navy where how are allowed to tie up include had their goods haunted and fumigated. Sweep sea vessels in rat detecting dogs is as well creature trialed. And Professor Richardson added, the one pregnant woman rat received behind onto Southward Georgia could restarting the entire loop.